Hi, readers. We're going to read this poem called Ice Cream. And we read this poem earlier when we started the unit. It was an example in your anthology and an option, but today we're going to read it with the focus on paying attention to those line breaks and punctuation. And we're going to mark up the text, which means taking a highlighter or a crayon, something that you have to mark where we need to pause when we read this poem. So, the first thing we want to do is we just want to read through it just to practice that we know the words and that we just get a feel for the poem. We're getting to know the poem. So, let's just take a read through together before we do any kind of marking up. So, here we go. Ice cream. Ice cream in a bowl. Ice cream in a cone. Ice cream any way I want, as long as it's my own. Ice cream can be sticky. Ice cream can be sweet. Ice cream is delicious. It's my favorite treat. Okay, so if you read that along with me, you may have just naturally paused because you noticed the line breaks and the different punctuation, or because I paused as well. But the reason why I paused at the moments that I did was because I noticed different punctuation marks. Like here, it's a period, and then also this is a line break. Here, ice cream in a cone, period, and then a line break. Ice cream any way I want. There's no punctuation mark here. But we learned that that doesn't matter in poetry. It doesn't go on and on and on and on. There's a break because the poet wants you to pause. So we need to mark here, line break, and that tells us to pause. Just for a moment, take a breath. Punctuation mark, period, pause. What do you notice here? Great. Punctuation mark, line break, pause. Great. What do you notice here? Period. Pause. Excellent. Next one. Right, this is a comma. Still telling us to pause. Comma. Just going to highlight over the comma, and then I'm going to put a line to show me pause. It's my favorite treat. This punctuation mark here, very important. Exclamation point. That tells us that our voice needs to sound more excited when we read the word treat. To end our sentence, towards the end of our sentence, our voice needs to go up. And then we stop. So we have a long pause because now we've stopped the poem. So now that we've marked up the text with the punctuation marks and the line breaks, we can now read through and make sure that we're pausing in the right places. Let's go through that again and just focus on the pausing. We're not going to focus today on the expression of our voice and the tune, the rhythm of this poem, because that's for tomorrow's lesson. So right now, we're really just focusing on making sure that we're reading it fluently with pausing. Okay, so here, let's go together. Let's read the title. The title is Ice Cream. Very good. Now let's read the poem. Ice cream in a bowl. Pause. Ice cream in a cone. Pause. Ice cream any way I want. Pause. As long as it's my own. Now I'm not going to say, I've just whispered pause a few times, but I'm not going to continue doing that. I just wanted to point out in your mind, you should be thinking that. Okay, let's read that line again, as long as it's my own. So here we go. As long as it's my own. Ice cream can be sticky. Ice cream can be sweet. Ice cream is delicious. It's my favorite. Good, you said treat with expression. Let's read that line again. It's my favorite treat. Good. That punctuation mark, it told you to read that with expression. We highlighted it. We showed this is important. And I heard you through the computer reading that word treat with expression. Great job, readers. You're going to try this on your own now in your next lesson, in your next slide.